Welcome to the Green Tea channel. This is Tristan. Good to have the Green Tea team back. Today is April the 30th in Taupo, New Zealand. Day 36 of the lockdown. Hope everyone's good. Today we're going to be doing the bottom five, the worst 5 countries to be in the world during this current V-word situation. Thank you for everyone who voted for their country and gave me reasons why they voted for their country. Before we get into the top 5, I just want to quickly talk about taking personal responsibility for gaining knowledge. At the moment, ignorance is no excuse. We don't have the excuse that, oh, we didn't know this was one way, or we didn't know this was a certain way. We can compare countries that had different approaches of lockdown, who had a more softer, more flexible approach compared to hard lockdown countries. The facts are out there now. There's a lot of facts and information out there, so we can educate ourselves on these topics. We can't. Things are going to be okay. Things will progress. Things will sort themselves out. But we as people, as the population of countries, need to be well informed. And yeah, we can't use ignorance as an excuse for not knowing certain things. And also blaming people, blaming others and pointing fingers. That doesn't do anyone any good. You know, we need to, speak your truth, find information, vet your sources where you're getting information from, and because it's such a constantly changing environment, information that we know today or tomorrow, in a week there'll be new information. But there's a lot of stuff being uncovered, a lot of good things going on London Real, a lot of doctors and other nurses speaking out, just giving their sides of what they're seeing in the day-to-day, which you're not hearing necessarily in the mainstream, which is feeding us a narrative 24/7, months on months. Like I have, for my 5 the bottom 5 countries, my criteria for that is, just before I go into the bottom 5 countries, I like all of these countries. The people in these countries are nice. This is my disclaimer. I'm only talking about the way I feel that the V-word situation lockdown has been handled. No more than that. And this is just my opinion. People disagreed with my 5 best countries to be in. Look, I'll leave a link for my 5 best countries, so feel free to have a look at that. So my criteria, and there's just a couple of dogs over here. Hey puppies! Some dogs over here while I'm out on my walk. Hey dogs! Hey! 3 of them. Keep them there for me. Hey! Stay there. The dogs are nice. Yeah. So my criteria for this list is, my number 1 criteria for being on this list is government enforced losses of rights and freedoms for the people. The police state style approach. Different in Japan, they made suggestions, not government enforced. We know there is other approaches to take. So the hard-nosed, show me your papers, here's the police checkpoint, you can't do X, Y, and Z. This is one of my criteria. The inability for a person to earn a living and support their families. That is my second part of the criteria. If the rules and regulations have stopped someone from having the ability to support themselves and to support their families, that is a criteria point on my list. And the third point on my criteria list is a negative effect on the country's economy due to the actions of the government. Because a lot of what's happening, it's not the actions of the V word, it's the actions of the government that are having the big impacts. And we've seen other places being able to navigate the situation in different ways and having different and improved outcomes for their people and for their economy. So let's get into it. Number 5 on my list is New Zealand. I will caveat this by saying the New Zealand government has been very supportive with giving borrowed money to the people to get them through this difficult time. But that is borrowed money that's been used because of the hard actions that have basically stopped all industries apart from food and pharmaceutical and medical from continuing. Also the effect on our tourism industry and the long ongoing effects of that. It was really that the loss in those industries due to the actions and the people losing their ways to earn income was why I put New Zealand in at number 5. Although the government has given lots of money that they're borrowed, that our children and our children's children will probably have to pay back. Okay, here's the sheep. Hey sheep. Yep. How are you doing? Good? Yep, you're looking healthy? Yeah, so we're having the animal show today. Number 4. Someone doing some yard work up there. There's a bit more happening now that we're in level 3. A bit more activity happening. Number 4 on my list of the 5 worst countries is, and this hurts, America. Land of the free, home of the brave. I put them on there because they have such a strong constitutional rights in the Constitution, protecting their rights and freedoms. Also and on a state by state basis, yes, some states have been locked down, people, and they're not getting any support. They're getting, I think, a $1,200 subsidy one-off payment. That may be changing. I have heard them talking about giving more of a subsidy, but they've been doing it tough in America. Millions upon millions of unemployed. Yeah, it's a tough time over in America. Been there a couple of times. I love it over there. I love New Zealand. I'm just talking about the response to the V word here, the V word situation. That's all I'm talking about. But yeah, it hurts me. It hurts me to put New Zealand and America on this list. Number 3, the bronze medal, is Italy. These last 3 countries, you need forms to leave your home to do things and activities. There's been huge breaches of people's personal freedoms and rights. So the form, the statement on the Italian government instructions on the is, so long as you need a reason to go out, self-certification will be necessary. So shout out to Italy. You know, love that place, would love to go there, never been. But number 3, the number 2 country on this list was the country I got the most votes, personal messages and votes from people. I got many a long message explaining why they would like this country on the list. And the number 2 silver medal is France. France got the most votes. At the beginning of the lockdown, they locked down earlier than we did here in New Zealand. They had 10,000 police, checkpoints, papers needed. They've extended until the 11th or 12th of May, I believe. So they have been in a hard lockdown longer than we have. They have a rule, which a friend of mine let me know, called the 1-1-1 rule, which is 1 kilometre from home. You're allowed to be out for 1 hour max, and you're allowed 1 person. What the... Shout out to France. I was hoping to come there this year on a holiday, but with the whole situation, that is not happening at the moment. So thank you for all of the votes, all of the information. France is the country other than New Zealand that I know the most about, due to all the messages from the great French people I know. Yep. And the number 1 on my list is Spain. Quite a clear, easy decision to make. People are doing hard time in Spain. I just really feel the kids can't go out and play. They are talking about softening that a little bit, but oh man, that is, you know, these people in these countries, I really have a lot of compassion and feel for all of you. I hope you can get out and do things, and you know, start getting your lives back to normal as soon as possible. My honourable mention country, another tough one to do. I've put them in there. They've had a similar approach to New Zealand, I believe. The government has supported the people with lots of borrowed cash, which is good. That is a plus. But they did create the situation by the lockdown and shutting all the businesses. And they have been talking quite a lot about preparing for years on years of things being not back to normal. For me, that is gross misinformation, and yeah, I really dislike that. This country I have been to as well. It is Canada. Shout out to Canada. So, honourable mention for Canada. Didn't quite make the top 5. But all of this talk of years on years of semi-restriction and this type of thing was enough to get you on my honourable mention list. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel. Stay strong, have courage, support each other, have faith and have fun. Peace out.